Breaking news! Things are heating up behind the scenes in Patriots Nation. If you thought the Patriots offseason was going to be quiet, think again. A twist of epic proportions might be just around the corner, and the name at the center of it all is none other than Mike Vrabel. That's right, the legendary former Pats linebacker, Super Bowl champion, a cold-blooded coach with a winning mindset, and now, the rumors are catching fire faster than Foxborough on a playoff Sunday. The question every fan is asking right now, what's really going on behind the curtains in New England? Are we about to witness a shocking return? The rise of a brand new era? Or maybe, something even bigger? But hold up, quick pause. If you believe the Patriots have real potential to make it to the next Super Bowl, just like I believe with all my heart, then smash that like button right now. Show that you're riding with the team no matter what. And if you feel that fire burning too, drop this in the comments. Go Pats! I believe. Because, my friend, if Mike Vrabel is truly involved in the future of this franchise, you better believe it. The dynasty might just be ready to rise from the ashes. Stefon Diggs, a name that, just weeks ago, had Patriots fans buzzing with anticipation, hope, and maybe even a little swagger again. And now, suddenly, we're sitting here, wondering if his time in New England could actually end before it even begins. You're not hearing things. This is real. According to Patriots insider and former QB Scott Zolak, there are serious internal discussions about potentially cutting Diggs. And while that sounds like pure madness, especially after all the hype and promise, it's not coming out of nowhere. There's a story here, and today, we're diving deep into all of it. No fluff, no filters, just the raw truth. So let's rewind for a second. Just days ago, Stefon Diggs was seen on a yacht flashing what appeared to be a pink powder-like substance. We still don't know exactly what it was. We can assume, but let's not jump to conclusions. What we do know is that the very next day, Diggs was nowhere to be seen at Patriots OTA workouts. Coincidence? Maybe. But when you're the marquee signing of the offseason, the face of the offense, the guy that was supposed to finally give Drake Maye a real number one wide receiver, your absence isn't just noticed. It's dissected. Enter Scott Zolak. Now, before you brush off what he's saying is radio gossip, remember this, Zolak isn't just some media guy trying to stir the pot. This is someone who played backup quarterback for the Patriots, knows the system inside and out, and currently serves as the color commentator on 98.5 The Sports Hub. This guy lives inside the walls of the organization. He knows things, and he made it very clear. What's happening with Diggs isn't just about the yacht or the video. There's more. There are, as he puts it, other things that are raising red flags internally. Things that make people question whether Diggs is truly all in on being a Patriot. Zolak claims there's actual discussion within the organization about cutting Diggs. And he isn't speculating. He says this is on the table. That's not opinion. That's not guessing. That's knowledge. So you have to ask, what is going on behind the scenes? Why is a player of Diggs' caliber, who looked healthy and strong in his workout videos, already being viewed as a possible liability? Here's where things get even more intriguing. The Patriots were brilliant, yes, brilliant, with the structure of Diggs' contract. He signed a 3-year, $69 million deal with $16.6 million guaranteed. But here's the key part. They have it out after year one. If they cut him after this season, it's just a $9.7 million dead cap hit. And even if they wanted to make the move right now, post June 1st, it's an $8.6 million hit. That's nothing, especially for a team sitting on a league-leading $67 million in cap space. The message? The team gave itself an escape hatch if this whole experiment went south. And that hatch is wide open right now. Now let's talk about Mike Vrabel. This is not the same New England regime we had last season. This isn't Jerod Mayo trying to balance relationships and leadership. Vrabel has come in with a no-nonsense, no-tolerance attitude. Players have already felt it. Reports from OTA workouts describe Vrabel laying into players for lack of effort, even chewing out rookie Javon Baker for jogging back after a catch. That's the tone. That's the standard. And if you think Vrabel's going to tolerate a potential off-field distraction from his star free agent signing, think again. Even Vrabel's comments during his press conference after Diggs' absence spoke volumes. He said the team was aware and that we want to make great decisions on and off the field. He didn't defend Diggs. He didn't excuse anything. And when he says any conversations with Diggs will remain between him and I and the organization, it doesn't exactly radiate warmth or confidence. It sounds like a coach drawing a hard line. But let's be clear. Not everyone thinks cutting Diggs is the right move, not even Zolak himself. He flat out said that despite the drama, Diggs should not be cut. He's seen the workout videos. He's watched Diggs leap, sprint, and explode off the turf like he never tore his ACL. And most importantly, Zolak gets what this offense lacks, a legitimate wide receiver who can command coverage, stretch the field, and give Drake Maye someone to trust. Because let's face it, last year's receiving core was, statistically, among the worst in the NFL. Bottom 5 in receptions, bottom 5 in yards, bottom 5 in touchdowns. You don't win games like that. So yes, Diggs is a diva. But that's the price of stardom in this league. And as long as he produces on the field, nobody cares what he does on a yacht. You signed up for this. You knew who he was when you gave him the contract. Now is not the time to flinch. We're not even at mandatory minicamp yet. That's June 9th. Diggs still has time to show up, answer the questions, prove he's focused. But if he doesn't, if he's absent again, then things get complicated. That's when this turns from a media frenzy into a locker room distraction. That's when the coaching staff has to make a real decision, not just about optics, but about football. And make no mistake, the media is going to be there. Every camera, every reporter, every microphone. And every single one of them is going to ask the same thing. What happened on the boat? What was the substance? Where have you been? So Diggs better be ready. Because if he ducks it, if he skips out again, that's when the fans, the team, and even the front office might start leaning toward cutting ties. But cutting him now, over one incident during voluntary workouts? That would be madness. You don't throw away that kind of talent without even seeing what he can do in your system. You need him. The offense needs him. Drake Maye needs him. The AFC East is too tough. The schedule is too brutal, and the margin for error is too small to pass up on a weapon like Stefon Diggs. He can still be the difference maker, the guy who changes everything. So here's what I want to know from you real Patriots fans, real New England diehards. What would you do? Do you cut him now before things spiral? Or do you hold the line and give Diggs the chance to prove he belongs in Foxborough? Drop your takes in the comments. Type C4 cut or K4 keep. Let's get this debate going. Because one way or another, we're about to find out what kind of team this really is. And let's be honest, this entire situation with Stefon Diggs is exposing something much bigger than just one player's questionable off-field moment. It's exposing the new identity crisis this Patriots team is facing under a different regime, under Mike Vrabel, and with a front office that clearly came into this offseason with one mission: clean house and rebuild the culture from the ground up. But how do you rebuild a culture while also trying to compete? That's the tightrope New England is walking right now. Look, when you bring in a player like Stefon Diggs, you're not just bringing in a wide receiver. You're bringing in a personality. You're bringing in headlines. You're bringing in someone who's been vocal about leadership issues in Buffalo, who's clashed with coaches, who's demanded attention and production from quarterbacks. That's who he's been. But guess what? He's also been dominant. He's one of the best route runners in the league. He's had 4 straight seasons with over 1,000 yards. He's torched secondaries week in and week out. And now, after one questionable video and one missed voluntary workout, we're seriously talking about cutting him? Think about what kind of message that sends. You signed him. You sold the fans on him. You even promoted him as a key piece of the Drake Maye development plan. Cutting him now doesn't just signal that you're holding players accountable. It sends a message to every player in that locker room that nobody is safe, and that one misstep, even a voluntary one, could cost you your job. That's not accountability. That's instability. Let's not pretend this is normal. Other teams around the league are dealing with worse. The Cowboys had players skipping workouts. The Jets have guys in the headlines every